I just got a call from my work. They let me know that I was getting laid off today. My birthday just happened a few days ago. I thought this was going to be my year.
Mass firings happening today at U.S. health agencies. People getting fired are supposed to be getting severance, but we're told some people getting let go. We're being told it's because of poor job performance and therefore would not be getting any severance pay.
I just got laid off by Meta.
For decades, white-collar work was considered safe. They were the jobs with benefits, security, and stability. But in 2025, that safety net is unraveling. From tech to finance to corporate offices, white-collar Americans are losing their jobs at a pace we haven't seen in years. And it's exposing just how fragile the so-called secure career path really is.
Y'all, my corporate job just fired me. I went in today all nicely dressed like I am, and they sat me down and told me they were letting me go. After 6 years at this company, I am no longer there. And you know what? I'm not even upset. Is that bad? Is that bad not to feel upset about the situation? Like, I've been getting questions from family and they're like, how do you feel? And my response to them has literally been, I feel free. The reason, before y'all even get, to thinking that it was because of something that I posted on here, it was not. It was because of budget cuts. And not only was I let go, but others were too. So yeah, that. It's still surprising to me. I mean, I immediately asked in my, exit, just want to make sure that this is not about performance. And they clarified this is not about your performance. This is solely based on, us not getting the grants and these things that we thought we were getting and us having to cut back. And so I had to write it all down as they were talking because I had to make sure, what? What after 6 years?
Some of the comments say they didn't fire you, they freed you. You're dressed to walk into your new job. She does look very sharp. I too was notified after 27 years that my position was eliminated. This too shall pass. They could have at least set up a Zoom call before they wasted your good gas. So here's some stats for you. The average time Americans stay at their job is 3.8 to 4 years as of January 2024, and many Americans frequently change jobs. Roughly 30% of the workforce changes jobs every 12 months. Over a lifetime, the average person can change careers 5 to 7 times. That's exhausting, and I feel like most of us would want to be able to stay in a stable career where you have that long-term loyalty, position that you can depend on, that you're going to show up, you're going to do a good job. The company's going to reward you with loyalty, regular raises, regular benefits, and keeping you there for a long time, hoping that you could retire. That dream is dead. It no longer exists. And those perks are no longer offered to us because of corporate greed and shareholder profits. I don't know anyone with a pension. I can't imagine how much more secure Americans would feel if we had pensions. I can't even imagine what our lives would be like. These corporations put profits over people.
So I think I'm being laid off from my job today. If you couldn't tell by my appearance, I have been crying all morning. I haven't even had my meeting yet. But I got a calendar meeting today from someone I've never spoken to at the company, and a bunch of other people did too. So I am recording this because I feel like a lot of people can probably find comfort in knowing they're not alone. So we will see. Maybe it'll be something positive. Maybe I'm not getting laid off, but I am shaking.
That does impact your position. Today is going to be your last day.
I've loved my time here and I'm very thankful for it, so I appreciate it. I did not think that that would be my last day. My laptop's not even working anymore for me to save things.
Some of the comments say, this is why I'll never give a company 100%. Take that vacation, take that sick time, and always put family and friends first. A company will lay you off faster than they hire you. Getting laid off is so traumatizing. Never ever cry over layoffs. That only shows attachment to a company or work. Companies shouldn't have that much power over your emotions and life. Can you stop and live in the real world? It's our livelihood. Of course, we're gonna cry if our livelihood goes away.
I just got laid off by Meta, and I spent the entire morning reading the separation agreement, trying to figure out if I could actually make this video. Very unclear if I can, but let's just pretend I'm good and proceed. So I'll tell the story from the beginning. I got hired originally in 2019. That's 6 years ago, so I've been around. But the craziest part is I left the company of my own accord not once, but twice. And both times, Meta asked me to come back. Recruiter reached out to me a year ago, literally asked me to come back, no questions asked, no interviews, even gave me a signing bonus, which is crazy. So of course I came back. And fast forward 1 year, my manager messages me this morning, says, you should probably work from home today. I would strongly encourage it. I know, I'm getting laid off for sure. So she joins the call with HR on the dot, says one sentence, says you received a below expectations rating for your mid-year review and the company has terminated you. Crazy, drops the call, no other communications, cold as fuck. I'm not even mad about it. It's comical how many people, how much thrash there is in this company and what the company is doing. Like, the culture, of course, has gone downhill over the past 5 years. That's expected. But I think I've had like 7 managers over the course of 5 years, maybe. The manager that hired me back this time wasn't even my manager. He left the moment I joined the team to go somewhere else. We've hired like 5 people this year alone, like 2 people left. I was just talking to a new hire last week and he was like, oh, there's so much thrash here. It's crazy. I'm not used to this level of thrash. Like, why are people always coming and going? The same day, our skip leaves. This week, I'm gone. I know for a fact there are still people on the team who are thinking about leaving. So it's actually crazy how anything gets done. Anyway, I'm unemployed. Probably will be for a while because I'm so done with tech. But yeah, that's the tea.
I feel like going back to a job you quit from is like going back to an ex that you broke up with. It just never ends well. Clearly, from what he and many others have said, Meta is a completely toxic place to work. And that's not surprising given who their CEO is. Whenever employees have a toxic workplace, it always stems from the top down. The CEO perpetuates that behavior and it just spreads throughout the whole company like a virus, which is exactly what Mark Zuckerberg is, a virus on Earth. Some of the comments say, 7 managers in 5 years is wild. The below expectations is to avoid severance payout. Contact an employment lawyer. You'll likely get a payout. That is a common tactic with corporations to say, oh, you're not meeting our expectations, and then they don't have to give you severance, and it's just so scammy. Another comment says, hi, I was laid off from Meta in 2023. I don't think the word show adequately captures what I experienced during my time there. Literally nothing ever made sense. All the tools were constantly broken. The data was a mess, and we would reorganize every 2 months. So the employees are put through all this stress. Meanwhile, the CEO gets to rake in billions of dollars. He's bought like half of Hawaii up, and yet the employees are dealing with this crap.
Mass firings happening today at U.S. health agencies. Take a look at this. These are lines of Human Health Services employees waiting to learn their fate in D.C. earlier today. We are told these employees were learning at security, which was just inside the building, whether their badges were working or not. And if not, that meant they were out of a job. People getting fired are supposed to be getting severance, but we're told some people getting let go were being told it's because of poor job performance and therefore would not be getting any severance pay.
It's just demoralizing. I think that you could do this in a respectful way where you look at people's performance or job series or the cost, if there's duplicative efforts. We're all taxpayers. We want, work to be efficient and effective, but this is not the way that you do this.
In all, 10,000 staffers at HHS, FDA, CDC, and the National Institutes of Health are all being fired.
The only waste, fraud, and abuse are these corporations who treat their employees like this. It should be illegal to come to work and find out you're fired because the doors are locked or because your card doesn't work, you can't get into the building. Like that woman said, it is so dehumanizing and it happens all the time.
I just got a call from my work. They let me know that I was getting laid off today, and so I was laid off from work today. And it's a lot. There's the fires going on in LA. My birthday just happened a few days ago. I thought this was going to be my year, and I just got laid off. I've been at this company for over 6 years, and, I don't even know what to do. Obviously, I have to file for unemployment. I'm just, in shock. But here's the biggest thing. A few months ago, I filed a sexual assault investigation at work because something happened. And around December, they finally finished the investigation. And they really didn't do anything. And, a month later, here I am getting let go, and I just feel like this seems very fishy, and I don't know too much about the law. But if there's any lawyers on here, and if somebody can help me, if I have a case here, let me know. But yeah, I don't know what to do.
That is infuriating. Some of the comments say, the lesson here is HR is not your friend at all. Always consult a lawyer in those types of matters. Ask for severance pay and lawyer up. Oh, that's retaliation. Definitely sue. Make sure before your access is revoked, screenshot any messages, emails, and calls, what time and what day. These companies are anything but loyal, but worse than that, they're so corrupt. This poor woman, after having to deal with what she had to at work, they should have been laying out the red carpet for her, having to go through SA, and instead they fire her? No.
Let me begin by saying we hoped we wouldn't be in this position again. Yet we are, and we deeply regret the impact this decision may have on you. For that, I am truly very sorry. This decision is not a reflection on you as individuals. I also want to say you've been tremendous team members, colleagues, and friends to me and so many others. We are here to support you both personally and professionally as you navigate next steps. We will begin deactivating all systems access at this time. At this time, I'll end the call.
And that's it. And they turned everything off.
He sounded like AI. Obviously, he was a human, but it was so clear he was reading from a script, which is just so insensitive. Some of the comments say, why does that sound like a recording? They use a company script. So many layoffs lately. Corporate really out here pretending to care about people.
If all the cuts we think are going into effect actually go into effect, there will be absolutely be layoffs and absolutely be loss of healthcare services in communities all around the state.
Valley Medical Center said its mass staffing cuts were necessary for the hospital's vitality. No comments on camera, but in an email, they said the cuts are the result of unrenewed Medicaid reimbursements, a loss of $80 to $100 million a year for the local hospital.
And there's some other hospitals that are kind of hanging on, waiting to see what happens at the state and federal levels.
UW Medicine's Medicaid reimbursements are on pause, too. They write, at this time, there are no plans for large-scale hospital layoffs at Harborview Medical Center or UW Medical Center's Montlake and Northwest. We are also waiting for Medicaid reimbursements to be turned back on. The cuts at Valley Medical Center are limited to non-clinical support and leadership positions. The hospital told Como News it doesn't expect patient care to be impacted. But Washington State Hospital Association CEO Cassie Sauer said on top of Medicaid reimbursement issues, proposed legislation in Olympia could impact organizations' financial stability too.
They want to make a major payment cut for the rates that for the payments to hospitals for caring for teachers and state employees.
Both those things happen.
Yeah, I think we're going to lose more of those services that are really challenging for hospitals to provide. Labor and delivery and OB services would be high on the list.
The Washington Federation of State Employees sees it differently.
Healthcare costs keep climbing, stretching family budgets to the limit. This bill offers a practical solution, reining in excessive payments to hospitals.
I think the bigger issue is that people will have to wait longer for care, travel further for care, or not get care.
One of the comments says, for as much as a hospital charges just for an aspirin, they should have plenty of money. Where's all their money? So according to the Journal of Urgent Care Medicine, as of August 2025, 19 hospitals have closed across the U.S. so far this year. This includes rural and urban facilities. That figure excludes those still at risk, which is nearly 800 rural hospitals that are currently facing financial vulnerability, with 40% considered in immediate danger of closure. That is a catastrophe waiting to happen.
I think I'm about to get fired, because they just put a random meeting on my calendar with HR. Girl, I know what that means. Just get it over with. Just text it to me.
Is experiencing a moment of significant change. So this has required us to manage the business more tightly, focusing on billability. So we in the other sectors have been working through efforts to increase staff billability to reach FY26 billability targets. And so we're continuously evaluating the location or the expertise or the years of experience, right? And so the decision It's not made lightly by the leaders in the health account, but at this time, we're moving forward with your formal severance notification detail. And so now I am going to have Adam discuss the next steps, right? And for
would be on August 18th, which would be 10 business days from today. You are eligible for a severance payment, which is calculated based on your role and your tenure with the organization. And is because of this action, your access will be shut off tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern time. So if there are any personal files,
please continue doing what you're doing because
So that video cuts off awkwardly, but you gotta love that they ask the employees to keep doing their work even though they're getting laid off tomorrow. What's really scary and is one of the canaries in the coal mines that we've just been seeing recently is that 300,000 Black women have been laid off from their jobs this year to date. Jasmine Tucker, the vice president for research at the National Women's Law Center, said, "For me, Black women's unemployment going up, this is the backbone of our economy, of our labor force. We have cause to be concerned."
I just got let go from my job as part of organizational shifts and return to office. As you guys know, I have been a remote employee for the past 5 years, really since the beginning of the pandemic. And I'm crying not because I'm sad that I got let go. Obviously, the instability of losing an income always sucks. What sucks most about being let go is somebody taking control out of your hands. I always preach internally and here at home that we have got to be the people in the driving seat of our futures, of our careers. And when a company takes that control out of your hands, it sucks because all of a sudden the plan that you had, the roadmap that you were on board for is gone. Now you've got to start over. And this is why you've always got to have a plan B, a plan C, and most importantly, an emergency fund. I am incredibly upset and frustrated. There have been several shifts in the company in this last couple of months that I just knew the writing was on the wall and I knew my time was coming. But the fact that we have an emergency fund, because ultimately that is what matters at the end of the day, is that we have money to pay our mortgage, to pay for our daycare. We have that as a fallback, and I can take time, maybe a week, to just collect my thoughts and put together a strategy for job hunting. Always be prepared for the unexpected, because ultimately companies will always put themselves first. And as much as you want to believe that you're part of the family, you like the people you work with, it's a business transaction. It's a business contract, and you've got to handle it as such. But please know that you are more than your job. You are more than what you do. Have a plan, have an emergency fund. Do not spend more than you need to. Live below your means. We are in strange times. That isn't beside me losing the job, just general messaging. Protect yourselves, treat yourself as a business, and always be looking for better opportunities because companies would do the same. And they are.
An emergency fund is so important if somebody is able to build one because these companies are not loyal. And you know that term, oh, we're like a family here. You know who says that? Cults. Cults say that. I've noticed probably like the past decade, probably since the girl boss era, that so many corporations started using culty lingo with their employees, and it's just gross. It's gross and they're liars. But let's end things on a lighter note.
Hi, what's this meeting for?
Unfortunately, today we're cutting staff, and you've been affected. Why are you laughing?
No. Sorry, it's
not
you're
funny.
Broke.
What?
That's like so
That's
embarrassing for
offensive.
you.
That's rude.
No, I mean, you should have told me. I didn't know you guys were this poor.
We're not poor. The market shifted.
That's really cringe. I mean, can't we just start a GoFundMe or something? Like,
That
I
won't
can
be
help you
necessary?
guys out. It's not a big deal. This just isn't a good look, girl. It's giving poverty, honestly.
That is very offensive. We're
Or
going
really
to report this.
embarrassing for you. I was doing 3 people's jobs anyway. Bye.
Make sure to send your lap.
That's going to do it for today. I hope that you check out 1 or 2 of these videos on screen that YouTube thinks you'll like, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.